Hi, my name is Ava. I'm going to introduce you to the BaseCamp Garmin app. BaseCamp is an application associated with Garmin GPS devices to create roadbooks and share them with your fellow travelers. In this sixth tutorial, we will create a roadbook crossing the Pyrenees in the east-west direction. I should point out that this is just one method among many. In the preamble, I take into account two essential parameters. The first will be the total duration of the roadbook, which I quantify in number of days. The second will be the daily duration, which I quantify in driving hours and not in kilometers, and which will have to adapt to the first parameter. Indeed, I consider that the longer a roadbook in number of days, the shorter the daily steps will have to be. I also advise you to create daily itineraries for a global roadbook. The first step is to gather as much information as possible about the place visited. Search for motorcycle, cyclist blogs, web pages, etc. This is a fairly long reading phase, but very important for cross-checking the information on the passes. For example, this one, which was the basis of my roadbook, it is very detailed. The names of the passes, restaurants, hotels, gites, camping, etc. In BaseCamp, create a folder and named it Pyrenees. Then create a list for the first day. Name it Day 1, for example. The Day 1 will simply be from the highway to reach the feet of the Pyrenees, with 2 route departure and arrival points. BaseCamp will create the fastest route. Here by highway, over long distances, due to the setting of route definition preferences on shortest time. I'm not a fan of the highway, like the vast majority of bikers, but the goal is to cross the Pyrenees. Do not forget to rename the sublist. For the second day, create a list, which you will name Day 2, for example. Here begins the mountainous route and the first passes. Select the routes based on the website, the pass route. You will notice that going from window to window does not end the journey in BaseCamp. But, when returning to the BaseCamp window, do not click directly on the map, but on the outline of the window, so as not to generate an unwanted plot point. If so, hit an Apple Z or Z command to delete it. As the course progresses, check the duration of the route at the bottom of the BaseCamp window. Based on the website, the pass road, continue to select the routes. It is a good idea to include a petrol station at the start or at the arrival point to fill up with petrol. So know your fuel autonomy. If you have not yet decided precisely where to sleep the first evening, hotel or campsite, for example, create one or more alternative options at the end of the route. Don't forget to start your options on a common route point with the end of the itinerary day 2, in this example. You'll choose 1, applying the merge method before transferring the roadbook to your GPS, so on, to get to the Atlantic Ocean. It's up to you to manage well with the help of BaseCamp, the duration of the daily routes. Also take into account the estimated duration of the stops, which will be added to the running time. It will be even longer if you have to manage one or more cameras, a drone, and set up the tent if you're camping. I believe that in our example, 5 days for the outward journey, a driving time, therefore without stops, of 4.5 hours per day, should not be exceeded. Now let's group the 5 days in the folder, which we will name Outward. Also create a folder, Back. For the return, if you want to redo the outward journey in the opposite direction, you will have to reverse the roadbook. To reverse a route, duplicate the original, right-click and select Duplicate, then right-click on the duplicate course, select from the generated list, reverse the route. In the folder, Back, create a new list. Drag and drop the reverse route to this new list. Rename it Day 1. Rename the sublist R1. In this case, Day 5 of the outward journey becomes, in the opposite direction, Day 1 of the return journey. In the list, Day 5 of the outward journey. Delete the previously inverted sublist. Do the same for the 4 remaining routes. Here, this 6th tutorial is finished. The next tutorials will be devoted to Garmin GPS. If you have any questions, feel free to ask them in the comments. Link of the website, on the Pyrenees, in the description of the video. Thank you for your attention.